Portland Trail Blazers head coach and Miami Heat player arrested in gambling probes. Chauncey Billups, the coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, and Terry Rozier, a Miami Heat guard, were among more than 30 people charged in sports betting and illegal poker investigations. The FBI announced on October 23 that more than 30 people, including an NBA coach and a player, were charged in sports betting and illegal poker investigations. Video, The Washington Post. By Rick Maese and Jeremy Roebuck. Long-simmering fears over America's sports betting boom erupted into scandal Thursday morning as FBI agents arrested two high-profile NBA figures, including Hall of Fame guard and Portland Trail Blazers coach Chauncey Billups, who authorities said was involved in a mob-run rigged poker scheme and supplied information to sports bettors about his team. Billups was arrested in Portland, Oregon, just hours after his Trail Blazers team lost its season-opening game Wednesday night. He was charged with money laundering and wire fraud conspiracy over his alleged participation in rigged poker games that also involved members of mafia crime families, also called La Cosa Nostra. Agents also arrested Miami Heat player Terry Rozier, a former first-round draft pick, in Orlando. Authorities allege he participated in a sports betting operation that involved sharing information with bettors that wasn't publicly available. He was charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud and conspiracy to commit money laundering. In all, 35 people were charged in connection with two cases, officials said. At a news conference Thursday, FBI Director Kash Patel said that historic arrests, spread across 11 states, involved fraud that is mind-boggling, tens of millions of dollars in fraud and theft and robbery across a multi-year investigation, he said. The Sports Moment newsletter, reporter Ava Wallace takes you through the buzziest, most engaging sports stories of the week. Sign up for the weekly newsletters, /t.co/WMRLNLPBPP. Post Sports, at Post Sports, October 16, 2025. Not only did we crack into the fraud that these perpetrators committed on the grand stage of the NBA, Patel said, but we also entered and executed a system of justice against La Cosa Nostra. The arrests were related to separate investigations. One, called Operation Royal Flush, involved high-stakes poker games that were allegedly rigged. The FBI said that several members of the Bonanno, Gambino, and Genovese crime families were involved in staging the games. According to investigators, former athletes such as Billups were used to lure unsuspecting players to the table for games that were rigged using tampered shuffling machines, hidden cameras, and even an X-ray table that could reveal cards. The basketball players were called face cards and received a portion of the criminal proceeds in exchange for their participation in the scheme, according to an indictment. Prosecutors say Billups participated in an April 2019 game in Las Vegas that included a tampered shuffling machine. While the indictment states that the rigged poker schemes defrauded victims of $7.15 million in total, the game allegedly involving Billups defrauded victims of at least $50,000. In a statement Thursday evening, Billups's attorney said the NBA coach has never backed down and intends to fight the charges. To believe Chauncey Billups did what the federal government is accusing him of is to believe that he would risk his Hall of Fame legacy, his reputation, and his freedom, attorney Chris Haywood said. He would not jeopardize those things for anything, let alone a card game. The other case was dubbed by investigators Nothing But Bet and focused on suspicious bets placed on NBA games. Prosecutors said the bets were traced back to inside information supplied by players, including Rozier, and others. Billups is implicated but not named or charged in the sports betting case. Before a game on March 24, 2023, according to the indictment, Billups told another defendant, Eric Ernest, that the Trail Blazers were going to be tanking to increase their odds of getting a better draft pick in the upcoming NBA draft and that several key players would be sitting out that night's game. According to the indictment, Ernest then shared that information with another co-defendant and multiple bets were placed on the game, totaling around $100,000. The Trail Blazers lost the game, 124-96. The indictment does not suggest that Billups played any role in the placing of bets or that he received any money in return for the inside information that was used. Billups' attorney said the Portland coach would never bet on games or share insider information as it would tarnish the game he has devoted his entire life to. The early morning arrests also included former NBA player Damon Jones, who was implicated in both cases. Jones played parts of 11 seasons in the NBA, from 1998 to 2009, including 5 seasons with the Cleveland Cavaliers. The felony charges threaten to send the basketball players and coach to prison for years, if prosecutors can earn convictions. Each of the 2 charges faced by Billups, Rozier, and Jones carries a maximum sentence of 20 years. According to Joseph Nocella Jr., U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, from 2022 to 2024, players including Jones and Rozier aided a network of bettors by supplying inside information that included when players would sit out games or when they might pull themselves early for purported injuries or illnesses. In a statement Thursday afternoon, NBA spokesman Mark Broussard said the league is still reviewing the indictments. Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups are being placed on immediate leave from their teams, and we will continue to cooperate with the relevant authorities, he said. Billups, 49, appeared in 5 All-Star games and was the NBA Finals MVP in 2004, when he helped lead his Detroit Pistons squad to a championship. He earned $106 million during his playing career, according to Spotrac.com. He went into coaching shortly after retiring in 2014 and has been the coach in Portland since 2021. Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier, 2, looks on during the second half of an NBA basketball game against the Washington Wizards, March 31, 2024, in Washington. Nick Wass/AP. The Boston Celtics made Rozier the 16th overall pick in the 2015 NBA draft out of the University of Louisville. He was largely a role player there before finding the starting lineup with the Charlotte Hornets from 2019 to 2024. Rozier, 31, was traded to the Heat in January 2024. He had reportedly been under investigation following unusual betting activity related to his performance in a 2023 game. The NBA cleared him of wrongdoing in July. According to the indictment, Rozier alerted bettors he would remove himself from a March 23, 2023, game early, citing a supposed injury. Those bettors then placed wagers that Rozier would underperform in the game and fail to reach the oddsmakers' projected marks. Rozier left the game after 9.5 minutes, scoring 5 points and recording 2 assists, well short of his season averages and sportsbooks betting lines. In a statement, Jim Trusty, Rozier's lawyer, said that Rozier is not a gambler and that he looks forward to winning this fight. He called it a non-case and said investigators had previously characterized the player as a subject, not a target. But, at 6 a.m. this morning they called to tell me FBI agents were trying to arrest him in a hotel, he said. It is unfortunate that instead of allowing him to self-surrender they opted for a photo op. They wanted the misplaced glory of embarrassing a professional athlete with a perp walk. That tells you a lot about the motivations in this case. They appear to be taking the word of spectacularly incredible sources rather than relying on actual evidence of wrongdoing. Billups and Rozier both made initial appearances in federal court Thursday afternoon, Rozier in Orlando and Billups in Portland. Both were released. An attorney for Billups did not respond to a request for comment. The Milwaukee Bucks' Damon Jones looks on during the second half of an NBA basketball game, Wednesday, January 21, 2009, in Milwaukee. Maury Gash/AP. The indictment states that Jones, 49, on multiple occasions following his NBA career, sold or attempted to sell inside information to gamblers. The indictment called Jones an unofficial coach with the Los Angeles Lakers during the 2022 to 2023 season and says he used his personal relationship with others, including a team trainer and star player LeBron James, to extract information.